Hey guys, Marsing here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so today we are going to jump in and check out the 55% Resurrection of F Blues. Obviously I'm not in battle yet because they do have an intro animation, so let us go ahead and check that out real quick.
Let's both go all in. No holding anything back. This is what it looks like to go beyond a Super Saiyan God. Let's both do our best.
See, I do like that intro animation. I think they did a decent job with the dub. Obviously, it's not like some of the dub ones are really bad. There are definitely ones that are better, but I think that one is pretty good. So we have our boys here at 55%. We're running them on their team. Obviously, Realm of Gods or Mastered Evolution is the 170, and then an additional 30% to Pure Saiyan. So you can make a pretty strong team build out of this. I mostly bought Realm of Gods. We have one Mastered Evolution unit who's here for the defensive side of things, who's actually not a Pure Saiyan, but we will get to that. Pretty good roster of units. Obviously, the LR gods from the anniversary are on there, but like any god form of Vegeta or Goku are on the team. And obviously, we can make a pretty strong team out of this. So basically, we start off as the Blue Goku. Our super attack is that we infinitely stack attack and do immense damage. We get our entrance animation that gives us 3 ki and a guaranteed additional attack that has a high chance to become a super for 3 turns. We get attack and defense 150%, an additional 50% when performing a super, and then an additional attack and defense 25% with each attack performed, up to 100%. So we need to attack 4 times to get fully maxed out. But much like Kid Buu, who we recently showed off, and some of these other units, we need to attack 4 times to be maxed out, but we guaranteed attack twice every turn for those first 2 appearances because of the intro animation passive, right? So even if it doesn't convert into a super and we only do an additional normal, we will be doing 2 attacks every turn. I talked about it during the summon video, but this is a unit that absolutely, I mean all units do, but absolutely gets better with dupes because this unit wants 2 additional. Like if you get a triple attack, even if it's not a super in the first turn, that's another buff for the Goku to make him a little bit sturdier in turn 1. And then obviously you get another stack to your attack if you do get a super. And then once we exchange, we'll obviously go through the details a bit more. But we do greatly raise defense for the turn, so obviously additional supers are good. And we can exchange from turn 4, there's no other condition. So here we are, we got 4 links with the Blue Evolution Vegeta. Now, unfortunately, they do have links like Super God Combat and Resurrection F, which are, which definitely can be quite limited. But let's go ahead. We'll take advantage of the fact that we're getting the extra key for these couple of turns, and then we can go ahead and do this. So Supreme Kai, West Kai even, is giving us 40% support and a 10% chance to crit. So that is nice, considering obviously 55% we have no built-in crit. We're starting off at 142k defense. Now, bear in mind, we get 50% on super as part of our passive. So we would be going up to, what, like 210? But we're also getting the 25% extra buff with each attack. So I don't know which one of those is calculated first. But either way, we should be, even after just one, well, after the 2 attacks, because we're guaranteed going to get an extra one, we should be close to, if not just above 300k, I think, in this first turn when it comes to eating that second attack. But fortunately, for this event, I do love using the Shadow Dragon's Red Zone for trying out units. We do at least have type advantage against this first guy. So we do take 23k, but understandable considering all the buffs that we get off of our first super attack. And then when we get the additional super, there we go, we can see the jump up. We go to 3.6. Nothing too crazy, but I feel like I've said this before with units like this. Oh, we get the additional from the hidden potential. So there you go. We've attacked 3 times. So he's now got a 75% buff out of his passive. Still get hit for 78k from the super, which is a little bit unfortunate. I can see this unit definitely being on the weaker side defensively at 55%, especially in these earlier turns. But obviously, you know, Vegeta is the more defensive portion of the card. And Goku is obviously just the starter. Now, he is one of those units that you could continue to infinitely stack attack as long as you want with the Goku version, like portion of the card. But you got to remember that once those 3 turns run out from his intro passive, he doesn't have that built-in additional anymore. So chances are you're only going to be getting the 1 super attack each turn. So you're still getting 1 more stack. But unless you get lucky with the hidden potential, which again is another reason why they get so much better with dupes, then obviously you're potentially not going to get... Okay, so the friend is 55%, but they've been going pretty ham on the link leveling. Super Saiyan is at 3, but Prepared for Battle is at 7. Now, Warrior, like some of these Resurrection of F links are actually quite good, especially when they're fully link leveled. So we've got like Super God Combat active, that's 17.5% attack. Resurrection F is giving attack and defense as well as ki. So we got some pretty good links active here, thanks to this blue Goku in slot 3. He's quite a decent unit to use on the team. Obviously, when there's a full Realm of Gods rotation is when he's looking his best. So he does fit in quite nicely on this team. So let's go ahead and do this. I guess I shouldn't have put the Gods in slot 1, should I? Because they're just going to go off here and kill, which means we then lose a turn of the intro passive buff for the Goku. So that is, I guess, something you also have to be very careful about. These units that are getting these specific buffs for like their first couple of turns, like the Gammas are a good example. You have to be very careful with how you use them on the rotation, so that you're not missing out those attacks. We've seen a lot of units like that recently. Of course, they get the extra additional. We've seen a lot of units like that recently. It's even like the physical Farsha, for example. You got to get hit 5 times while her guard is still active, which can sometimes be tricky. And then, of course, unless you have an int phase later on where you can build up the rest of that passive. So this is the... I bought Golden Frieza because Golden Frieza does have Super God Combat and Resurrection of F. So that does actually make a decent rotation for these guys. So now we've got no support on the rotation. Let's see, what are we at here in terms of our defense for Goku? So we're at 215k. We can still get 1 extra 25% buff, so that would put us up to around 250. And then we're getting the 50% on super. So regardless of which way round that's calculated, we're going to be over 350k defense after we super attack. Now, against a physical enemy, that's obviously not like going to be anything too crazy. If we get hit with a super attack, we might actually die. But I guess we'll see how this plays out here. And then, of course, because we are in the first 3 turns still for this guy, we still have that extra chance to do the additional. Fortunately, he's super attacking Golden Frieza. That's perfect. Because now we're fully built up. So 5 million now. No support. That is pretty good for 55%. This is my one, full level 1 links. And then we get the additional super from the entrance animation passive. So 5.8. Can we get the hidden potential as well? Oh, let's go. We jump up to 6.1. That's with him having 5 additional from a silver skill orb. So if you watched my summon video, I did pull a dupe. So I am obviously going to give him a significant amount of additional. 23k or 17, so between 25 and 17 for normal attacks is a bit rough for our boy here. But obviously we're going to get that significant defensive buff once we exchange into Vegeta. But we got to be careful because this Goku has not attacked a single time. So as you can see, we only have 150k defense. I could see that being an issue, right, if you don't get those attacks in early on. So I need to make sure you're not going to kill. And then we're still in this Goku's second turn, so we need him to get these additional attacks in here. I think just for the sake of the Goku not getting us killed, I'm going to go ahead and throw this up. I mean, I'm kind of just focusing more so on my one on the opposite rotation. He's the one that's performing quite well. I shouldn't have made the mistake of putting the gods in slot 1 on that previous turn. So let that be a good example in the video that you need to be careful how you use these guys in the early turns, because we are in a situation now where, because we didn't get any attacks with them on their first appearance, they are obviously now much more of a liability on this turn, especially against a physical enemy. So hopefully we can get... I didn't actually check the Friends' hidden potential, because they are 55% as well. Hopefully they gave their guy some additional skill orbs as well, and then we can actually get the 3 attacks here. So we don't get the super from the entrance animation, and we get supered. Do we die? Even with a Whis up? Ooh, that's still a lot of damage. Okay. Alright, so yeah, Goku only got his 2 attacks, and that's where it becomes harder then to build him up for the rest of the event, because now his entrance animation thing has worn off. So, alright, so we get the heal. I think we will go ahead and transform with Vegeta here, because Golden Frieza has lost his defensive passive. So, let's go ahead and check out our exchange transformation into Vegeta.
Hey, Kakarot!
We'll switch in a little while, okay? Still have some fight left in me.
This has gone on long enough! You promised me we'd take turns!
Okay, okay.
I'm not soft like Kakarot. Say your
Say your prayers. I love that effect from Resurrection of F, where it has like the blue light over them and then it like shatters away like a shout. Like that looks so good. Right, so now we have our boy INT Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. He greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, does immense damage to the enemy as his super attack, and then he randomly changes key spheres of a certain type, not INT, to Rainbow for 3 turns. He gets attack and defense 150%, an additional attack and defense 50% when performing a super. He gets 25% chance to crit, as well as an extra key per Rainbow Orb obtained. So that means he's getting 2 key, and then the 25% crit chance. He gets an additional attack and defense 100% with a Rainbow Key Sphere obtained. So you only need 1, and we get 100% extra attack and defense. And then if you get 3 or more orbs, he gets an extra 50% defense. So if we look at him at the start of the turn, he's at 123k linked up with this blue Goku. If we go ahead and do this, we can actually grab the 3 rainbow orbs. And now we jump up to 196, so just under 200k. And then obviously remember, we are going to get the 50% from the passive, as well as the 50% raise from the super attack effect. So honestly, just as like an initial reaction, I do feel like the unit is a little bit on the weak side at 55%, right? Like they are a slot 2 unit. So this team build, I just wanted to run double leads, bring some good link partners, bring some support, but I definitely don't think this is a great build that I'm running in this showcase for sure. I can happily accept that, but 5.8 on his first attack. Now obviously again, remember, you can, if you want to, just keep stacking the Goku, and then obviously your attack stats are going to be higher and higher once you transform into the Vegeta. And of course, being an exchange unit, they do link together if you exchange one and not the other, and they will share 7 out of 7 links. So that can be an interesting way to run them if you do want to run 2 of them. But it's kind of like the whole Goku Gohan card, the STR one with the exchange, where in a lot of the harder events, you probably don't really want to keep out the Goku portion of the card, because it's obviously not going to be like that powerful overall. So that's something to bear in mind, but it is something that you can take advantage of. I'm going to grab these. We still have the item active here. This is going to be another turn where the Goku and Vegeta don't get to attack. So again, you got to be careful with your team building and how you play out these turns. I think if we'd had a better starting rotation, straight away off the jump, I would want to have like Golden Frieza in slot 1, and then these guys in slot 2, and then on the other rotation, maybe the gods, and then these guys in slot 2. Now, they do link up very well with Tech God Goku, which is the only downside to showing off units in this stage, is the fact that obviously they're GT bosses and not movie bosses or Pure Saiyans, so God Goku can get absolutely clapped up in this stage. But they do share 5 links with him, so obviously in an event where there is a movie boss enemy or Pure Saiyan, you can go ahead and throw these guys in slot 1. So remember, to get the full buff for Vegeta, we do need to pick up 3 rainbow orbs, which even with his orb changing, as you can see, is not always going to be possible, which is a little bit annoying. So another thing to consider when you're building the team is the potential of bringing any other like rainbow orb changer. Wow, really? I thought all of those tech orbs were going to stay together. So we might actually end up getting killed because of Supreme Kai here, or West Kai. But yeah, see, 75k from a normal attack in slot 1. Oof. Like, again, they're not a slot 1 unit, but compared to the power of some of the 55% units that we've showcased recently, that feels very underwhelming. Now, we take double digits after the super, which, again, they're a slot 2 unit, so that makes sense, right? And then we die to this? No, we just live. But then our health was so low, we got killed by a 131 damage attack. So, man, I don't know what to think. Obviously, this isn't the best showcase. I like my 55% showcases to just be an initial look at the unit. And whilst I think they do have potential, as I've said multiple times during this run, I feel like at 55%, this unit just is not it, which should be even more encouragement for you guys, right, to skip this banner. Like, it has the discounts, so it might be worth, like, going for them. But, again, I will admit, like, this wasn't the best run. Not, you know, missing the attacks early on with the first Goku. You definitely need to prioritize on this team having a slot 1 unit and then having these guys in slot 2. But obviously I'm going to feed in my dupe after I've finished this, and then we're going to start trying them out in some harder content. I feel like once we get that extra dupe in there and we get a bit more chance to get those additional super attacks, then we'll be looking pretty good. Because Vegeta, if he double supers, is potentially going to have quite high defense. And of course, you know, for the team, even though they're not like game-breakingly busted, we have the easy A's for the blue Vegetas coming up, and some of them will be quite helpful as well. But let me know what you guys think down below. Did you summon? Did you manage to get a copy of them? What are your thoughts of them at 55% if you have had a chance to try them out already? Let me know down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.